Good morning. Today is March 20th, 2026. It's 7:03 in the morning this Friday. This is going to be a third continuation from my original Who's in Charge? Second, Satan is in charge if. And this third is going to be something that I've never heard anybody really talk about or go so far. And that is, where does a corporation go? And what is the alternative? And in that I mean, in my second Satan is in charge video, I brought up, or in the text that I wrote, I called a corporation a dead end corporation. And that's basically what Satan is dead end, death. Because, like I said in a much earlier video, a corporation is on automatic with no off switch. And what is the aim or the purpose of a corporation? It's to seek profit out of that corporation for the benefit of those who own that corporation or those who control that corporation. And the trickle down is those who run the corporation. And that in today's society is the deep state. That's your government, they claim to be government of the people and by the people, but no, they are the employees of those who own the corporation, the elite families who think that they own the planet and everybody on it and everybody's property. They own, it's theirs, because they have gained so much money in the corporation that they own everything. And I guess that implies the universe too, because the earth is part of the universe. So, what happens in the end, at the end of a corporation? Profit, understand, profit for the sake of profit leads to death. It leads to stagnation of that corporation. Because, understand, there's a limit to what profit you can get out of a corporation. Say a box of cereal, a company and a corporation that makes cereal. Okay, they can downsize, improve that box of cereal by charging the same or even more for improved size when they shrink it, so you're getting less for your money and they are getting more. Say what's in the cereal, you can put less and less real food into it and more filler and garbage and poisons in that cereal, to the extent that it kills off or there is no volume in that cereal. So nobody buys that cereal anymore unless all the other cereals that you eventually own too, the corporation, is the same. So there's no competition. That's another end game in a corporation. You continue gobbling up all the other corporations until there's only one world corporation. And there's nothing in it because everything has gone to profit for the owners of that corporation. And in a corporate service providing government, you have more and more people running or employed in that government. The government is so large that there are no taxpayers left to support that corporation, so it becomes stagnated. Its end is death. And if you look at any corporation, that's where it ends, stagnation. You look at the planet under a corporate governing body, the planet becomes stagnated. The weather engine of Earth no longer functions as it should because the controllers have bypassed all the natural means of the perpetuation of the vibration of the planet. It's in effect been grounded. It no longer vibrates. It is dead. Just like an apple that is grown under a corporate farm. It's made to look beautiful, geoengineered to look beautiful, ship great because it lasts indefinitely. But there's no value, no food value. There's no energy within that apple. There's no vibration in that apple any longer. So an animal or a human or a man or a woman or even a person eating that apple ends up dead because there's no energy, there's no vibration in that apple. There's nothing good in that apple anymore. It is dead. So the consumer of that apple dies too. So that's basically the end game of a corporation. Same with the Federal Reserve note. It is printed endlessly to the point that it's totally inflationary. It is based on nothing. The IOUs are never going to be paid. The promises are absolutely worthless. The same with the military that's run by a corporation. It conquers all until there's nothing left to be conquered. Is not any sovereign, viable, alive nations left. It's all death and destruction. Everything's been bombed to hell. That's the end of a corporation. Now, what is the alternative, or I should say the non-alternative, the original opposite before the satanic corporation came along? That is what's known as the Positive Administration. That is what's known as natural universal law. And whether you want to accept it or not, that came from a higher dimension. We are in a 3 to 3.5 dimensional world today, but it's all based on the corporation. It's all based on the Lori Lanes. It's a dead corporation that doesn't vibrate. Whereas a positive, I was going to say, the corporation is a two-dimensional paper contract. It's two-dimensional, so it's dead. It doesn't exist in the physical 3.5 dimensions. But a positive administration, a positive birthright, is based on the 5 full dimensions that were allotted to mankind. And that's our origin, whether you want to call it heaven or the highest order that is allotted to mankind by the Creator of the universe. We are now living in a 3.5 dimensional world, but it's governed by people in a 2-dimensional paper contract. So, under a positive birthright administration, the men and women strive to be one with the earth, to be in harmony with the earth, to vibrate with the earth's highest vibration, which is a higher dimensional order, heaven if you want to call it that. It is 5-dimensional, that which the Creator of the universe allotted to mankind. So, under a positive administration, you seek and eventually get closer and closer to a return of a 5-dimensional reality. That's called ascension in some circles. It's a return to your 5 fully allotted dimensions. It's in harmony with the earth. So are you using the Earth's natural weather engine, the Earth's natural positive spin to move about even? That's what functional gravity objects are, where you sail in the atmosphere, the gravitational atmosphere of the Earth. It's where you tap into the natural energy, the natural motor of Earth. And in that sense, you get free energy out of the Earth motor engine. That's what free energy is all about. The med beds are where you increase your natural vibration to a healthy vibration. (928) or whatever is the higher vibration of mankind, in tune with the locality of the man or woman on the planet Earth. This is not centralized, as I've said in my early first video on what who's in charge. and all the other videos on that I've done in the earlier days. So that's 15 minutes. I trust you are more aware of the purpose of a positive birthright as opposed to a negative debt creation birthright, limited hangout, which leads in death. That's the corporate world. So, happy eventual return to a positive birthright and a public right-of-way rather than a privately owned right-of-way, a privately owned grid, and a return to a guild system that functions within a higher order of the universe. Bye now.